The 42 Social Club, the premiere episode, The Maiden Voyage. Welcome everyone to attending. As you might imagine, you're probably looking at me on the screen right now. I'm looking all over the place. I have 4 different screens that I am monitoring tonight, so I appreciate all of you joining, and welcome to my spot on the internet, here to go ahead and entertain, learn. Maybe we can teach each other some other things, but go ahead, just have a good time otherwise. As it is a social club, so going to go ahead and start it off right with a Pliny the Elder. Hopefully you all are enjoying something to drink tonight as well, so obviously it wouldn't be right if I wasn't representing in the proper glass as well. So hopefully you're able to go ahead and participate. You're pouring yourself something to enjoy and be part of this next however long this show is. So salud, cheers, prost, go Devils, and everything else. Welcome to the show. Really want to get a huge shout out to my first guest. Many of you know him. Many of you love him. He's a sport writer, executive producer and social media management at 3TV and CBS 5. He's a co-founder, director of social media, media relations lead, interviewer, beat writer, director, author, editor, producer, engineering sound guy, social media maven, schedule coordinator and interviewer, and co-founder of the podcast Speak of the Devils. He also is host, editor, social media maven, schedule coordinator, and interviewer of the Speak of the Devils sit-down series, long-form writer that I have been actually fortunate enough to be able to read and sneak peek a few of those, so thank you very much, sir. Former managing editor at houseofsparky.com. Good evening, everyone. Did you hear all that? Did you hear me?
I hear you now.
You know what? It wouldn't be a first episode if it didn't have technical difficulties, right? And this is awesome because now I got a test run in what you have to deal with. So again, shout out to my very first guest, and I'm not going to say his name, but you can probably see him in the lower right-hand corner, but this will make you laugh now that you actually get to hear it. The sports writer and executive director, social media management at 3TV and CBS 5. Co-founder, director of social media, media relations lead, interviewer, beat writer, director, author, editor, producer, engineer, sound guy of the podcast Speak of the Devils, host, editor, social media maven, schedule coordinator, and interviewer for another sit-down series via Speak of the Devils, long-form writer who I have been very fortunate to enjoy, be a part of, former managing editor of houseofsparky.com, hockey goalie, Moon Valley Rockets alum, semi-amateur curling novice, creator of the Dennying pose on the U of A practice field sign, hotelier because him and his lovely wife allowed me to stay at in their guest room, cigar connoisseur, beer enjoyer, whiskey drinker, barbecue eater, and most importantly, one of my dear friends on this planet, the Brad Denny. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out here. When I die, you're writing my obituary. That's a
Well, the show's over. I mean, that's it. I mean, hopefully that's what I spent all my day on, writing that whole introduction. But I look forward to it. I will gladly do that for you if we are, able to survive this whole thing. And when you turn 40 or 50, hopefully I'm there. I will roast you as well. So I will gladly be part of that. Salud, sir. How are you? What are you drinking? What are your lovely wife drinking as well?
Well, she went to Total Wine today and got herself a bunch of stuff, and I was feeling like reminiscing about our trip that we took to Germany a couple years ago. So she just got me this random Kolsch. I'd never heard of it before. Rice store.
Okay.
So, Prost.
Prost. Beautiful can. Love it. Excellent. Hopefully everyone else is there. There's quite a few in there that are in the chat. So some people heard me, some people didn't. So they got that introduction twice. So there. We got some people in the chat. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. So It's been, I know this is off season. It's been a heck of a week. I know you're always looking for something to pursue, and this would actually kind of be leading in to it. But I just want to talk about some of the things you've done off season. Especially the latest episode with with Mr. Neely, our
Uh,
equipment manager. I know we were talking about this back and forth, but how long did it take you to get that interview? Like when you requested it, how long did it take you to get that interview?
Pretty quick. I mean, ASU's media relations staff is really good at their job, very accommodating, and it's one of the things that those of us who cover ASU athletics are really truly fortunate to work with an athletic department like that because there are there are so many schools around, especially the one down south, that the media access is very limited and very restrictive. Not the case for Arizona State, as um, I do my sit downs. Herm's always accessible. I think that even before Herm Edwards, I mean, with Todd Graham coming in, like he understood what the media was and was able to do, the kind of stories it could tell. And so I submitted the request with ASU and for Jerry, it was a pretty quick turnaround. So I think it was maybe a Monday and recorded it Friday and episode dropped the following Monday.
That's excellent. So now, quick question then to that end, right? Clearly you're able to, but which one was the longest interview you had that went longer than you had anticipated? Like they said, oh, it's only for a little bit, but it went longer than what you thought.
Probably Brian Johnson, the turf maestro
Right.
of Cannondale Stadium. So with the sit down series, I try to go a little bit more in depth than the stuff you might find in a press conference, post practice setting, and so just try to pull the curtain back, let the folks get a sense for not just what the player, coach, or other person does, but who they are as well, why they do what they do. And so I had engaged with Brian on Twitter and seen all his remarkable designs and heard some great things. Knew about that he had done so many things in terms of the number of Super Bowls that he does. And so just I try to budget about half an hour, but I think we went over an hour. It was such a fascinating thing just to kind of learn all the work that goes into making the playing surface as pristine as it is, and the science and the kind of the convergence of science and artistry, that people might hopefully don't take for granted. Because I think get Sun Devil fans get the sense and get an appreciation for when they see that Sun Devil Stadium turf, that it's pretty special.
And that's interesting too, because you say it right, because it's a living thing. It's grass, so it's alive, right? So he's taking care of it so delicately beyond what some other people have to do with just fake turf or fake fake grass, as it were.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's it's one of the things like he says. They have to mow it so ridiculously frequently, and as somebody who just only got a turf in their new house, as of 10 days ago, I guess that, and we also got the Bermuda 417 variety, so that's same turf out there. Although
As his handle.
I don't know that it's going to be as pristine. I don't know if we're going to be painting any cool forks on it or whatnot, but
I'm
yeah,
sure if you took pictures and say, "Hey, Brian, hook me up. What do you think about this?" I'm sure he'd give you some tips.
I know my wife Paige has hit him up with some asking for some hints because we got some citrus trees that we just put in as well. So
Oh, okay.
and yeah, it was one of the stories he told on the podcast of just how his neighbor had a tree that was kind of a citrus tree that was kind of struggling a little bit, and so unbeknownst to the neighbor, Brian would kind of toss a little bit of his special blend of magic over there, and all of a sudden, the tree started to come to life, producing some great fruit, and that the neighbor came by, gave him some, and he had kind of in the back of his mind knew that he had a big time hand, and
Yeah, it's like that's my fruit. That's my fruit. So yeah, thank you for bringing my harvest. So that's like now. Who was your shortest interview? Of
well, I think in terms of the sit down series, probably Bryce Perkins, because I caught him it was probably near the end of the Cavaliers regular season, so it was
okay,
practice interview, something. Most of them I obviously have done face to face, and obviously sit down,
right.
sit with folks. But so that was just kind of I think under half hour or so, but it's still good to catch up with Bryce. I know that there's a few fans that were always rooting for him, wanting to see what he could do at ASU, but it's always good to see when those guys are able to find success and find the right fit. The ACU, unfortunately for him, it wasn't the right fit, but that he was, scary neck injury. But it was good to see him get out there, and so it was one of those things that I think was a good story to see what he was able to do and catch up with him and the success he had and took him to an Orange Bowl.
And that was brilliant too, brilliant tie-in, right? Because again, you also had a long form about life after transfer, right? I know you're talking about with Nick Ralston and so many of the others, and it was a brilliant article because everyone had their own journey, right? And again, I won't share too much, but some of them had regret, some of them were very happy, and again, it's just again, I guess the situation, but it's always like you said, betting on yourself, right? And so, you know, what was were all the stories that you shared in that article, or was there some that you kind of you don't have to detail, but was there maybe one you had to hold back that you couldn't because of details or whatnot?
There was one of the guys near the end. He was like, actually, kind of, if you could not mention that. There's something didn't want to come across in a certain way. It didn't hurt the overall point of his story or his circumstances. Just some details maybe that you know didn't want to put out there that might rub ruffle some feathers.
Of course, right?
Yeah,
It's a and it's even professionally, right? Even in your space, or even in my space, or any space, right? It's a small world, right? So if you say something and something gets misinterpreted, especially if it's in print or anywhere else, not only is it out there forever, right? But you don't want to be able to hurt that reputation. You want to make sure you're still on the up and up, and if you still want to have an opportunity someplace, clearly as a coach or an assistant or wherever else, you don't want that bubbling up again, and then you have to defend it or question it.
yeah, and if somebody like put something on the record, but like, oh wait, hey, actually, you know what, it's off the record now. You certainly want to respect that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I know you and I talked about it. Have there been any other former coaches that you've reached out to recently?
Not recently, but we'll maybe tease ahead that there's something along those lines in the pipeline because the coaching tree, even just taken away from maybe a Graham Herm or whatever, just the coaching tree out of Tempe is pretty interesting, and
Yeah.
just, the levels of success and the different career paths and arcs that have been taken on. So, and I know that outside of maybe a couple specific circumstances, it doesn't seem like the Sunbelt fan base necessarily has tremendous animosity towards certain people that chose to leave or took other opportunities. So
Right.
so like you look at Danny Gonzalez. I think everybody really liked the job that he did. Some more than others, but
Of course.
the sense of what drew him to ultimately leave with his family situations and such, going back to the alma mater. It's one of those situations where I think it's one of those things that probably maybe best for all parties involved.
Absolutely. And I think that's going to be, again, hopefully if the season gets to play, it'll be, like you said, Ralph kind of tweeted something out there about how aggressive Coach Gonzalez has been. He's actually been able to win some of those recruiting battles out there. So I think it's definitely going to, he definitely learned a lot from the staff that was here in those 2 years, I would imagine.
They're
That
paying more attention to the state than the ASU seems to be, at least in some fans' viewpoints.
which is again always a fascinating thing. I'll definitely be bringing it up with Ralph because I know he has some stories about in-state recruiting, right, and so forth. So that'll always be something else. So my question, though, I started thinking about it. You still have to go into the office, right? You are still going to the studio.
Yeah, I'd say at the 3TV CBS 5 stations, probably 40% of the folks are still
Is it
going on a daily basis, maybe sometimes a little bit less. Yeah, just most of the on-air reporters and such have been out of the station for a couple months, and the anchors kind of
really?
rotate. So yeah, I mean, there's the select group that keeps things going that
Right.
go in every day. So I mean, this situation. I mean, my wife's been working from home for the last couple months, but I've been probably just most days just go in as normal.
Is the traffic still bad, or was it ever good?
It's a little bit better. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's probably 20 minutes either way, but yeah, it seems like some folks might be well, I guess now with things easing up a little
It's
bit,
opened up.
we're returning a little bit back to normal. But
Yeah, today was the first time I saw a tweet about the metering lights on the Bay Bridge being on. So I actually asked, I'm like, how many weeks has it been since the metering lights have been on the Bay Bridge, right? And then I saw a tweet sort of later after that there was actually an accident on the 101. So good job, Bay Area. You're coming back to normal regardless. So you get to go ahead and do that. So, but that is that. So, but I mean, so then, do you expect everyone to start? Because I mean, the newsroom was under construction. Like, did that ever finish, or what
It
happened
did.
there? Okay.
It did just enough for only about half the people to actually get down there and move in. But yeah, the station did a full revamp, so we were in some cramped quarters over the winter. But this brand new newsroom is great, top of the line. So a lot of cool new stuff that I've been fortunate enough to use, but maybe the rest of the staff will, once they get back, will get to use
Do
it.
you have an office? Or are you still in a cube?
Everything's kind of like they moved it to kind of like a modernistic open like thing. So
Ah,
it's open, and like the news desk is the central hub of the newsroom.
okay.
Uh, so like then it's just like everything is just a collection of these like new modern-ish like um, desks that go up and down. Like so, if you want to stand, which I don't know,
Yeah.
if any the right mind want to stand up when they could sit, but
They didn't give you one of those sitting balls?
there's a couple producers that actually use those instead. Yeah.
See, I don't have the standing desk. I actually got one of those. It's oh god, I can't remember, but it's like it's a platform that raises your keyboard and monitor up. But because
Mm.
I have four monitors, it wasn't going to work, and it was too cramped. So I decided to just sport for the regular chair instead. So I'm lucky.
There
I'm
you
not
go.
trying to jinx anything, but I'm lucky enough to the point where my body doesn't require it. But you know, like I like to tweet, I'm the old, so who knows when that's going to strike. So I don't want to jinx it too early.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, every morning something else hurts. So
Exactly, exactly. Also, everyone in the chat, thank you for joining. If you do have a question, go ahead and type it in the chat. I see lots of you guys in there, so thanks so much for joining. But I appreciate it. But um, I have a game for you. I think I talked a little bit. I got two games for you actually, so I prepared a couple of them for you. So
just be
eh,
considered live sports.
it's you know what? If you want to bet that whether Brad gets these right or not, I will give you. You can bet away in the chat.
The under.
There are no lines. Although if we figure it out, then you and I, Brad, will make some money off the being taken up off the vig. But we'll figure
Yeah.
it out. But this first game is called Craigslist Showcase Showdown. So I went on to Craigslist and I developed four showcases, each one an increasing value. And these are actual items that are for sale on Craigslist. The wrinkle is that they are not in the San Francisco Bay Area and they are not in the Phoenix area. They are. I picked a random metropolitan area and it happens to be Denver. So this first showcase, we're going to go ahead and go through each showcase. The rules
I'm gonna be
are
so bad at this because I have actually never been on Craigslist, although I did get bombarded with calls from Craigslist one day, thanks to some coworkers several years ago on opening day for Major League Baseball. They knew I was a Marlins fan, so they put on Craigslist Miami that I had like two really good behind home plate tickets for like a ridiculous price. Put my cell phone number, said that I spoke like that, I spoke Spanish, which I don't. And so about like 7:30, because they posted it back there, and it was like East Coast time, so they're a few hours ahead. And so like morning, my phone just does not stop blowing up all these voicemails that are in Spanish. I don't know what they're saying.
right,
I
of course.
think there's some sort of emergency going on. And then I finally
Well,
get
I
to the office
wouldn't either.
at
I'm not
9:30.
fluent, so I wouldn't have been any help.
So that is the Craigslist level experience I am bringing into your game.
Excellent. Well, that's good because again, then this will be fantastic. So, what I'm going to be doing is the rules is that you have to give me what you think how much this item is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep track of your guess, and ultimately for everyone else that I'm going to have as host, that's a guest that I'm going to have on in the future. I'm going to do something similar for a different metropolitan area, and then I'm going to go ahead and keep score, and the person with the lowest dollar amount, if you will, because again, I'm going to get your guess and subtract the difference, and then I'm going to add them all up. So It's not you, and you can't go. Okay, I'm going to bid a dollar because everyone else. No, you have to get close to how much it is. So I don't know if this is going to spur a whole, everyone's going to start scouring Craigslist to understand how much all this nonsense is. But
They're gonna end
um,
up on a government watch list because of this
I
game.
was impressed. I was impressed with some of this, not only the stuff that's out there, and I only went 3 pages deep, but again, how much some people think this nonsense is. So, the first showcase, I gave you a hint, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on the screen. I'm going to probably bring this up here. There you go. I'm covering half your face, but I'm going to cover your face here so everyone can read it. So, the first showcase is a compact desk Pro with Windows 98. This is out of Evergreen, Colorado. It's works. You can see it's a Survivor, runs clean with Office 2010, uses it's a grain clean run, vintage parallel serial PS2 connectors, along with an Ethernet and two USB ports. So,
The
your
second one,
guess,
value.
my man. How much do you think that is selling for on Craigslist? I'll give you two
350.
guesses. You can take the first one, and if you say it's your final answer, I'll take it.
I'll say 353.17.
350. Okay, so first of all, it's round numbers. They're round
Oh, okay.
numbers. Okay, yeah, it's not that they don't put. If someone on Craigslist is putting cents, then they're even more of a lunatic. So, round numbers, integers if you want.
350.
350. That is a hell of a start. $100. So you're already plus 250. I love it. You're doing it's that's the reason why I pick some of this stuff. So let's go to the next one. All right. So now we got our next showcase. Showcase 2. You are 200. You're plus 250 already. All right. So now this one's brilliant. Hopefully you can see when I bring it up on the screen. It is a Ford 8-inch axle, 3.5 open gears, running out of a 1970 Mustang. The differential and the brakes work, and there is no scoring on the drum. From what I recall in my goofy days, I believe that is something worthwhile that there aren't any scoring in the drums, because if they're scoring, then I guess it doesn't break as well. How much do you think this Ford 8-inch axle for a 1970 Mustang in Longmont, Colorado costs? No cheating.
Well, I mean, you're obviously talking to a hugely knowledgeable car guy who.
I know.
Yeah, if it reminds me of the Mitch Hedberg joke about how.
By the way, each and I get you're right, I get it. Each um, each showcase is more expensive than the previous, so that's another tint, right? So the previous one was $100, right? So this next one has 2 items in it. So this is the first one, right? So think about the
8-inch
price. Think about the price for that 8-inch axle.
axle. That
An
has
8-inch.
wheels, I think, right?
Sorry.
It has something to do with the wheels.
Yeah, I think it's the rear wheels to be exact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Again, my car proficiency. Uh, two 235.
235. Outstanding. 250. So there you go. 235. Now, here's another one. Next part of the second showcase. Velcro weights that go around your ankles or wherever else you want to. There are two 10-pound Velcro weights, two 7.5-pound Velcro weights, two 5-pound Velcro weights, and two 1-pound Velcro weights. These are provided by someone out in Littleton, Colorado, and they're guess the price for all of those items. It's 8 items.
Little weights for your ankles that, by the rules of your game, are more expensive than the 250 for the axle.
No. The showcase, the total of the showcase is more than the previous showcase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
8 ankle weights.
No, I would not be pricing $300 ankle weights.
Someone's paying for them though.
Someone may.
Uh, $30.
20. It's actually 50, so you're off 20, so that's not bad. So you're off, so they're $50 for all 9, so that was a differential of $35 for this. So that's good. So it was a total of $300 for that showcase, only off $35. So that was actually a good gain there. So that's $285 overall. So we got to start getting closer here. Are you able to see my screen, by the way? Can you
I
see
am
the
not.
prizes?
I can't. I,
This doesn't help
I
me
should.
any.
I should get like a percentage off or something for the
I
degree.
wish I could show, and I wish this dang. It says share screen. I don't know if I want to do that because then it'll show you all my prices, and I don't want to do that.
We got the delicate ecosystem working right now. Maybe I'll just wing it. I'm imagining.
I'm gonna select. Hold on, hold on. I think I may have it. I think I may have it. GeForce. Where is that? Why aren't we? Oh, I thought I could have it because I was like, Firefox, TweetDeck, Spring Labs, new 001, Screen Lab. Okay. It's not going to let me share what I wanted. All right.
Shout out Crafty Devils, by the way, for the tweet.
Yes, he's there hanging out with us. So, this picture for everyone out there, and we're going to figure this out. This is a single 16-inch wheel with a hub. The hub is probably, the tire and the hub are probably from the late 70s.
What is this? A special wheel, or is it just an old wheel?
It's just an old wheel. It's just an old wheel with a rim on it. Looks like from the old 70s, from the 70s. Nice tread, but anyway. A wheel.
$75.
Excellent work not seeing the price because now 50, so it's only off 25. Brilliant. Brilliant job. I like it. I like it. I like it.
There's
So
a
we're
market
good.
for old wheels.
So the next one, this one is actually kind of, dang it, I wish I could really show because this is really the, hopefully you can, maybe if you can bring up your device or you can see off Paige's screen. This is a Simpich, a collectible vintage Simpich character doll from 1972 called the Fat Man.
Simpich?
Yeah, you probably have to see. I wish you could see this thing. I'm sure everyone else is. It's rather, I don't want to say disturbing, but it's definitely something I've never seen before.
Is it like a doll action figure? Like
It's one of those stuff. It's a stuffed holiday doll from 1974. It's collectible, like new condition, from a smoke-free home, so it doesn't smell.
Oh, they're getting very particular, and if it's like those collectors with like the condition stuff, $400.
That person wishes. 100.
My
That was
difference.
$100 for that thing.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's quite impressive. That is quite impressive.
I'm just giving the person after me a good.
You're setting the bar high, literally. As you do. Now, next one. This is a Cannondale XR500 Criterium series. It's a bicycle, 12-speed road bike. New Michelin Pro Race tire. One new tire, by the way. Not two. One new race tire. And then there's a front tire. So the rear tire is new and the front tire is new.
I rode a bike once in third grade.
Yes. A saddle with titanium rails. And then full Shimano components. This person was extremely detailed. It's a Cannondale. Doesn't say how old it is. It's a 54 centimeters, so it's fairly decent size. Aluminium body and excellent condition.
You're really hitting all the topics that are in my wheelhouse.
I told you. That's the point.
Well,
I want to make this as easy as possible.
175.
175. 350. $150 differential. Some of this stuff is cool, but I'm not exactly sure what's going on.
Cool.
This one's fascinating. I think this one you'll love. This is back in your wheelhouse about car parts. This is a Tesla Model 3 right rear passenger door window, meaning it is the whole piece of glass for the right passenger door window. Why in the wide world of sports someone is actually selling the whole thing?
Is
I
this
have
like
no
that
idea.
shatterproof stuff that he tried to do with that weird SUV, and then it just shattered immediately, like that level of glass?
Maybe I don't know. Well, it's all like you have to make sure. The dude included his VIN number. I blanked it out of the image, but he's like, for some reason the VIN number tells you if this piece of glass fits. But anyway,
Piece
a
of glass.
piece of glass that fits in a Tesla.
It's got with a premium for Tesla, so I mean, 650.
Outstanding. 200. That's okay. That's okay. You're making every you're it's okay. It's the inaugural. I'm going to hold you again and I won't hold you to this. All right. This one's going to pull on the heartstrings. And I wish you could see this picture. Someone selling a dog. Puppy
Dog.
to a good home. 10-month-old healer, mixed, housebroken, very energetic, good with babies, and loves other dogs. In Dacono, Colorado. And
What
this
kind of dog is it
picture
again?
is fantastic. Not really.
What
This dog's
breed?
pretty sad looking.
Yeah, because it's on Craigslist.
Yeah.
One of the unwanted. What's the breed?
A blue healer mix, whatever that means.
Yeah, what the,
Looks pretty. I mean, it's a nice, cute dog. Looks almost like a short-haired golden retriever, to be honest.
110.
It was free. When I saw that, I'm like, damn,
Dragons on
you
the
won.
game.
I was like, damn, you had to post a picture of you had to get you're giving away your dog on Craigslist, and you posted a sad ass picture. That was anyway. It was free, but I'm glad you said that it was worth $150. So you know what, we appreciate you that way. All right. Next one. This is Showcase 4, so everything's kind of high end in here. So,
All right.
a single counter high chair. So it's high chair, goes to a counter, nice, dark, heavy wood, 30 inches. Kind of out of Game of Thrones, actually, right? Nice brown leather bottom, nice and padded. The back has the big steel rivets on the back, but it's only one. It's not two. It's not a
130.
set. Say it again.
130.
250. I don't know. I'm going to have to revisit the rules, but we'll see here. That's all right. A bounce house and a water slide.
Bounce house.
A bounce house and a water slide. So the bounce house is a castle, right?
Castle.
And then there's a slide, so it's like a kind of a big thing, and you go up the steps, and then you go down the water slide. So it's a pair, not each. So it's together. How much do you think a bounce house?
380.
380. You missed it by $1,000. $1,300. If those things were 380, I'd have them both set up in my backyard. I don't care if my kids are old. It's like they say bored, go to jumping castle. Okay, this next one is actually very fascinating. I wasn't expecting to find this one. See, there you go. Look, there's some good guesses coming out in the chat, so that's it.
Has anybody gotten close? Like, is there somebody who should be doing the guessing instead of me?
So Curtis Etsity said $1,500, so he got really close there. And then Rudy Sampson said 200 for the chair. No, wait, how much did you say? 250 for the chair. So yeah, so people are keeping up. So don't feel too bad.
I'm on your show rather than me.
I'm going to have you. You'll be. You're going to be on here a bunch of times. This one I wasn't expecting, but we're looking at a bull. He's black. Lots of power and dimension. He can definitely work hard. He's fertility tested and ready to go to work, and can be picked up outside of Hudson, Colorado. This is a bull.
$24,000.
$24,000. Is that? I'm gonna tell you.
About like actual bull, like
It's a physical
farm,
bull.
You find them there.
It's a live bull that can do work, that can sire itself, and all that fun stuff. However, I'm going to tell you that it's not a 5-digit amount. So it's not 24,000. So go down a little for
All
a
right,
hint.
all right. $8,000 for a bull.
Your wife was closer with 2,000, a $3,000 bull.
So you're saying growing up in Metro Phoenix made me like ill-equipped me
I
for.
like I didn't know either. I grew up in, I've never, I think I've driven past bulls, but I just like I've never stopped. Hey, how much is it? I mean, that's why, right? It's an actual physical. So anyway, that's so this one maybe work out well. As always in The Price is Right and in the Showcase Showdown, a new car, a 1998 Honda Civic, excellent condition with 61,000 miles,
Not bad
and
for
it's
98.
lasted for 50, and it's going, and it has snow tires and rims. Kept very well, kept very clean. I looked at all the other pictures. It is very well kept. There's no paint and other brute nonsense in the car itself. It has remote start. How fancy for a 1998 vehicle. And per your favorite tag, se habla español. How much do you think this 1998 Honda Civic costs from South Denver on Craigslist?
$100.
How much?
6,500.
$6,500. Is that your final answer?
That leads me to believe I'm gonna increase my debt. Yeah, let's go final.
$3,500. Rudy
Premium
Sampson
on-
called it a crap car and lowballed it at 1,500, which it probably would be. So yes. So Brad, your total is somewhere over, I think, $3.2 million. So we'll add that up
You
on
can buy an
another day.
actual 2020 Civic for that ratio.
Exactly. So given how high you were over, that's okay. So let me see here. Okay. I thought I had another game. So I have another game for you. So thank you for that. That was a good experiment because now I can go ahead and figure out ways to tune it. If you saw the pictures, I think you would have done better. That's why I'm throwing out your guesses because that was unfair because
I think
everyone
you
else
should
can see them on
like,
there.
topics I have no knowledge of. Like
You know what? I bet you if you had seen that 8-inch axle from a Ford Mustang, you would have nailed it and said that that was $250 because you're probably imagining something a lot fancier in a box and it's just on the dirt. So
I can't even picture what an axle looks like. That's how.
yeah, it's like I'll send it to you. It's pretty.
I am.
I'll send you all these pictures so you'll know. But anyway, it's we should have tested this, but yeah. So now next game, you don't have to go. I don't have to show you pictures. You don't have to know anything, but I am going to give you. Let me see here. I'm going to give you. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have TV shows, original TV shows. The names of original TV shows from the 4 major streaming networks: Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, and Apple TV. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a name, and you are going to tell me, is it from Amazon, Hulu, Apple TV, or Netflix? Disney Plus is excluded for obvious reasons. Good guesses on the chat. I love it. Crap car. I still get $1,500. All right. First one. This will be easy. It's just so you know. Last Chance You.
Last Chance You. That was Netflix, right? And
Done.
I have not seen it.
But at least you know. Right now you know. Right?
Yeah, the coach got arrested or something, right? Like he's a pretty like a scumbag, right?
Yeah, he got in a big stink, I think. He's not the coach, but yeah, he got in trouble, so that was always fascinating. So Last Chance You, Netflix, that is correct. Next one. Let me come in here. The Handmaid's Tale.
That's a Hulu, right?
Yes, it is. Very nice. There you go. Yes, you are correct, Curtis. That was a Netflix thing. So, next one. For All Mankind.
That's that alternate space show, right, on Prime? Like where the Soviets got to the moon? Is that the one? I'm gonna say it's Prime.
Apple TV.
Apple TV.
Yeah,
Right?
for all mankind. You are correct because they were all is the trailer is about all women astronauts.
Ah,
So that's the other one, right?
some show with
So next one, Planet of the Apps. That is, it's like it's the premise is that it's Shark Tank for apps.
that sounds like a fit for Apple.
It is a fit for Apple. You are correct.
Okay.
That is it exactly. So
Ah,
it's, it's
well,
amazing because I'm looking through these and I didn't even I think I probably did like 12, 15 from each network, and it's amazing how much of these I've never seen or much less heard of. Right? I'm like this
what
other
about
one.
that?
Right? Here's
Okay.
one. Here's one for you. This one's an easy one. Right? Because you may have seen it. The Boys.
Oh, is that superhero show? It's on my list. It's Prime, right?
It is Amazon Prime. Exactly. The Boys.
I heard good things.
I
People
loved
like
it. I
Okay.
absolutely adored it. It's a realistic, gory superhero movie, and it makes it more human, which makes it kind of hard to watch. So anyway, it's actually anyway. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see what else. Riverdale.
Oh, CW?
Now you got four, so I give again. Amazon, Hulu, Apple TV, or Netflix.
Oh, so like the CW shows are streamed on Netflix, right?
There you go. So then I'm going to give that one to you anyway, because this way we can go. Because I forgot that I was looking at a wrong section. Okay. Let's see what else. This one. Okay. Making the Cut.
I have no idea what that is. So you haven't said Hulu in a while, so boom.
I meant to add them, but now I can't go to the next one. Handmaid's Tale, but you said that was Prime. That was actually Hulu, so that was the last one that I went to. Making the Cut is the new Heidi Klum fashion show, and I
Okay.
watched the hell out of it. So anyway, that's why I know it. Here's another one. Oh, you were talking about Hulu, but anyway. Tales from the Loop.
It's about the stories from the Japan's like train system. Something. It's Apple TV. We'll go with that.
Good guess. Amazon actually. And actually that was another one that I've
Not a
seen.
good.
It's okay. You're getting there. And it's interesting too cuz as I was going through these, it's interesting who advertises more and what you watch more because if I went and said, you know, the Santa Clarita Diet,
Netflix.
see? That's the thing, right? See, so it kind of tells you where everything else. But if I go to let's say The Banker, and it actually stars Nick Fury and the Falcon. It stars those two actors, but it's just called The Banker. But what network is that on?
Oh yeah, that's an Apple thing, right? Like
It
they're
is an
trying to.
Apple thing. Exactly. It's an
They're
Apple
buying.
one.
Yeah.
And then there's another. So yeah, there was. It's amazing how much it makes sense how much all of these people are spending on these shows, right? Because I'm looking at all these. There's almost 50 titles here, and I've probably only watched five. So it's just I don't have that much time. I don't have that much time to watch that especially with 16 hours of football on Saturdays because that's the main thing. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got one more. Marvel Runaways.
Hulu.
That is a Hulu one. Excellent work. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of 10. 8 of 10. That's better. Okay, I'll hold on to that one because then what I'll do is I'll probably expand it out to 20.
Read the shows again, just like real quick.
Last Chance U
Okay.
and Santa Clarita Diet and Riverdale are all Netflix. Planet of the Apps and The Banker are Apple TV. The Handmaid's Tale and Marvel Runaways are on Hulu. The Boys, Making the Cut, and Tales from the Loop are from Amazon.
So 8 out of 10, and I have never seen an episode of any of the 10.
But one's on the list. The Boys is at least
Yeah.
is on the list. which is and again. So I mean, because I was going to put in The Witcher, but I know you've seen that 1,000. So I mean, I didn't want to. I know you like that one.
Yes, of course.
And then the Expanse. I was going to put that one on there, but I know that's a good one too.
Good.
I actually got where's that? I have. Where is it? Thank you for my first three because now I got Cibola Burn.
There you go.
So I am so far behind because I'm trying to read so many different things, but now that's one of the things that I want to make sure I get on. So everyone is. So again, for everyone else that joined late, what are you drinking? Go ahead and introduce everyone to what you're drinking, and we'll do a round because we got some
Right.
stuff out there.
So it's a Kolsch I've never heard of. Rice Dorf Kolsch. So pretty good. Not the
Very
best.
nice. That's good
Yeah.
because we got. Let's see who we got here. Curtis Edisides drinking a hop chowder. I don't know where that one's from.
It's got a gold water. Everybody loves that.
Okay. You know what it
Yeah.
was when I was with Crafty? He gave me a double IPA from I think it was Goldwater. It was in a kind of a rainbow type of can, and it shook me. I was shooketh. So that was so that was pretty good. And then Rudy Sampson's having a Blind Pig, which is the same brewery as Pliny. I almost got a Blind Pig, but I went for the throat
Russian River,
with
right?
that one as well. Yeah, Russian River. They have a couple things out there, so shout out to Jeff Akrepke for keeping that up there as well. Who else we got? Russian River, Brian. Yes, let's see. Paige is stealing your beer. Who else is drinking? Is anyone drinking anything harder? Because I want to wake up tomorrow. Because so to that end, I know that we are doing a. We're probably going to have one more episode next week of the social club, so look forward to that next Saturday. But the 5th of June on Friday, we're doing our second virtual Sun Devil Summit, which is going to be good because the last time we did that, we went until 3:30. No, we went till 2. I went to sleep at 3:30.
I kept seeing like the tweets that you guys were still going on like 4 hours after we had logged off.
It was brilliant because what happened is that Joe and Q and I think Courtney Baker and a few others, they all dropped off because they do something like on Friday nights, and then they were like done, so they all came back. So and we were just still going, still talking and hanging out. So it wasn't anything. We were just doing stuff. So I'm looking. We probably have like 30, 40 confirmed people. So it's going to be like this one big Zoom that gonna
Wow.
try to do something similar to this. I'm trying to figure out how to do a Hollywood Squares, to be honest, because I
Yes,
have yeah Hollywood question then the match game, right? Because I'm gonna hold up a card and everyone's gonna write down their thing and we're gonna try to match that as well. So because we're gonna do some. We had some really great stories out there. How the 942 was founded, how the Curtain of Distraction was founded. So
you get to the
yeah, so
bottom of the 942 origin story because I've heard several conflicting different people taking credit, like Granillo.
I think it's the story is that it was named for the student section, the number
Oh,
of seats in the
I
student
mean like
section.
that. Yeah, I mean it's the number of the seats, but like there's so many different claims as to like who was like idea it was to like galvanize.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone will take credit for that one. So I don't
yeah.
know who can absolutely confirm it, given how
Depends on who you ask.
it's cool. Exactly, and then also invited Q. I wanted to Q mayonnaise join too as well, so we'll be able to talk a little bit about how the story of mayonnaise and the curtain of distraction started. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to hearing that one too.
Yeah, that's a timeless gift.
Exactly, exactly. You can always use that one. So what are you reading on the off season, right? So now that you're able, do you have free time and are you able, what are you reading right now? I got a bunch of I'm loading up on podcasts. Obviously, one of yours is in the rotation, but are
Yeah,
you
you got a couple more
podcasting?
coming soon. Talked with a good one with Marvin Lewis dropping on Monday.
Wonderful. That's
Yeah,
going to be good. How long did you get with him?
about a half hour.
Okay.
I mean, he's not as verbose, we'll say, as Herm Edwards is, but so still cover a lot of good ground. So
I guess it's like they both say a lot of things in their own way. One that Herm is Herm, and it sounds like maybe Marvin's very differently succinct, right and to the point,
Yeah,
curt,
definitely.
as it were. That's good.
Yeah, good stuff.
So
Uh,
now, do you have podcast like the sit down series lined up beyond him? Like, do you have others? You don't have to give. You don't have to.
yeah, I did one with Ladarius Henderson. Um,
Yes.
that was really good. That's one that went for about an hour. He was talking. Yeah,
Did
he
you
is.
ask him my question?
Oh, the question.
Well,
I
no,
did.
I had two. The first one, the ribs briskets, but I had a question for him. I don't know if you got. How's it feel to vote?
Oh no, we didn't
Okay.
really touch on that. But he was talking about how like where he's at and with all the things locked down, like he doesn't have like the access to the gym and everything, so he's been like pushing cars, doing blood trees.
That's cool. Back home in Texas, I guess.
Yeah, back home in Waxahachie.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's a made up name. All words are made up.
And then today actually did one with Jordan Clark.
Okay.
Yeah, we're back.
Very cool.
So he's hunkered down in Baton Rouge with his family.
Right on.
Uh, yeah. So he's a guy that I think should have himself a pretty good season ahead, and he's going to be a good one once Chase and Jack move on.
That's he's definitely learning from two. I have we ever had a 4 year. Chase is a 4 year starter, right?
Yeah, he's going to be. Yeah.
At that position. Have we had a 4 year starter at that position?
I don't know. Like, I mean, it's not only like just that stability there, but like Chase and Kobe were the 3 year starting pair. Like so that
Yeah.
itself is pretty unparalleled. Just to have that level of consistency, ASU's been pretty good. I mean, I don't think it's any surprise that you have the worst pass defense in the country for a couple of years. Then you get a couple of those guys in there, put them in the starting lineup, and all of a sudden you see those numbers trend very much in the
Exactly.
opposite direction.
Exactly.
So,
Which is good. That's why I'm excited to see this new. What is it? 4-3 or 3-4? 4-3 we're implementing, right?
yeah. So yeah, actually one thing to talk about Marvin and just making that transition and also with the way offenses are these days, how much are you actually in your base defense?
Yeah.
So we just with sub packages and multiple receivers and you're playing with nickel, upward more than half the time typically, and when you're facing
Right.
most. But yeah, moving to this 4-man front should be something very interesting. And even Jordan today was saying about how much better he saw the pass rush perform and through spring practices back in February, as opposed to last year, and how much more
Right.
creative they bring pressure. And from a defensive back's perspective, how much more they were appreciating that, just that they're not kind of left out to dry. Because last year, I mean, pass rush Tracy was pretty poor.
It was.
So
Well, I
getting
mean, they were the leading those guys in the back were the leading tacklers, and that's something that I've been kind of studying, and that's kind of, I don't know if you'll want to participate in that, or as I'm trying to go be part of this series. Not only is it just to hang out and drink beer and have a good time and have a few laughs, but some of the things that I want to do is like there's those nuances, right? Like there's terms like the nickel, the quarter, right? The 4-3, how long, and all this other stuff, right? So that's those are details that's my gap in my knowledge, and that's what I'm trying to do in part with this series. Is that okay? What is a nickel package? Who's involved and what's the goal of it, right? How does it attack the offense and where is everyone positioned? Stuff like that. So that's really my goal, is to be able to teach the sport, not only because I selfishly want to learn, but I know there's probably people out there that are as clueless as me, but also may just want a refresher or learn something new. So that's probably one of the topics I'll be sending you. I got a couple scripts already written, so I'll probably send them your way.
nice.
I've been thinking about this. I know you asked me when are you going to launch this thing, and so I'm like, well, damn it, we're just going to go into the
But
pool and make it happen. Push down that ball, take that first step. Exactly. If we're going to make a dunk, it's going to be on a 5 foot rim. I don't care. We did it, and that's all it was. So what else are you doing given the limited? I mean, are you reading anything? Are you working on something else? What have you been trying to do with semi free time?
well, just kind of the day in day out. It's been mainly just trying to fill. I mean, still going into the station every day, and obviously with this pandemic, doing a lot of helping with the local coverage of just the pandemic, on the local
Right.
scale. So, getting the hard news and everything there. In terms of just kind of like the free time, just trying to start more of the podcast. Joe and I did a speak session the other day, and so we got 2 episodes. We dropped one earlier this week, so we got another one in the hopper coming for next week as well. So
Yep.
keep there. Then around here, I mean, we've got the new house that was built and moved in October, so a lot of that's just stuff around the house, getting things settled. Backyard was recently put in, trying to put the home office was recently kind of put up. So just stuff like that, keeping busy and productive while we can. But
As best you can. I know.
yeah,
I understand.
yeah,
We just in Paige, you share this with Paige, but Paige, you'll appreciate this. We got new hardwood and new carpeting installed 2 weeks before they locked the state down. So that was all done, yeah, well before, and we had all the popcorn on our roofs and all our walls painted, you know, 2 weeks prior to that. So we had the whole house done before everything was locked down. But then it was nice. But then what happened was is that we had the wall, all the walls were pristine. It's a beautiful gray, and we're just hanging out. I mean, Mrs. Jedi ASU, and she looks against the wall and she's like, "What in the hell's that?" And it's a water stain in our new paint, and we discovered that we got to replace our roof now. Yay!
always something.
It is, but the way it's a little bit more than I was anticipating on spending this year. But the mentality is that the I'm blessed to have an emergency fund where we don't have to worry about it. So that's the other fun thing that we get to do. So, and that was another thing. So I don't know if you remember Kyle Murphy. I don't know if I said this. You may have heard this in the last one. Kyle Murphy spent the night in my house when ASU played Cal, right? So he was there. He knows the center, Safel, and then after that he was with the players. We gave him a ride, and then I drove him to the airport the next morning. But our house was completely different. There were shelves and there was all kinds of knickknacks and everything everywhere else. And he was like, in an earth. And later on, he said, "In an earthquake, all your stuff's gonna fall off." And it's like, if you come back and visit, there's nothing on our walls, because I don't want to put any holes in it now that's all been, spackled and textured and it's all beautiful painted. It's like, okay, I don't want the walls. I don't want to ding the walls now. So it would be a lot. It would
You
be
had an
less.
earthquake.
Say that again.
When was the last time you guys had an earthquake up there?
Must have been. It was probably last year,
Oof.
maybe a year and a half. Maybe a year and a half.
I've never been in one, so I don't know how. I'd probably be terrified out of my mind, no matter how small it was.
You know what it is. So I was talking to this with Murph's wife, and we were talking about okay, we were talking about how you know hail in Texas, tornadoes in Tornado Alley, hurricanes in Florida, nor'easters, you know, floods, and that's every year. The whole rest of the country has nonsense, whatever the hell weather every year, and we have earthquakes maybe once every 18 months, and it's like, nah, give me my give me my event every 18 months instead of having to deal with some of that other stuff every year, because that would scare the hell out of me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, down here we just got the heat, so everything's
Yes,
okay.
congrats on isn't 110 supposed to happen this weekend?
Uh, Most like next weekend or
Okay.
next tail end of next week or so.
That's excellent. That's good. So, well, thank you for this. I really appreciate you letting me cut my chops. I really thank you for being so open to be the first guest and just letting me be comfortable, because I wasn't nervous all day until about when we signed off and I started eating. I was kind of nervous about this, so I'm glad we were able to do it, and I'm looking forward to making this one better. But as always, I trust your feedback. If we could have done something better, please let me know, because I want to make this one a Friday ritual, even before games. I think it would be good.
Nice. Well, thanks for having me on. Sorry I couldn't put forth a better performance in the pricing game. But
Had you seen the picture? That's on me, right? Because had you seen the picture and how awful some of these things were, you definitely would have lowballed it a hell of
it
a
would
lot
have
more.
overshot things even more.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
probably it's like you would probably wouldn't. That bull was only 3 grand. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to price a bull, so that's why I threw it in there. The bull was 3 grand. There was a bike in there for $2,800. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna. It was. I'm like, I'm
a
not gonna do
bicycle,
a bicycle. It was fancy looking, but I wasn't gonna. I don't think
2,800. You want the Tour de France in that thing? Like, what's a
who knows? Carbon fiber, titanium. Who the hell knows? It's if it's $2,800, it better pedal itself.
yeah, seriously.
Because that's like, I mean, that's like someone's first car. So yeah, I'm not gonna do any of that. But anyway, but I appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much. I love you, Paige. Thank you again for letting me be part of this. I'm gonna try to do a virtual a tailgate tomorrow, but I'm tearing up everything behind me tomorrow, so the stream may or may not be on tomorrow, but I will do my best to make sure it is. But everyone, thank you for joining the chat. Thank you everyone for allowing me to be part of your evening and bring a little bit of joy, happiness, nonsense, and even some knowledge to your Friday night. So thank you, Brad. Can't wait. Watch Empire Strikes Back. It was the 40th anniversary on Tuesday, so give that one a shout as well. So, but thank you everyone, and good night, and go Devils. Thank you everyone. We will talk again soon, and have fun. As always, I think I'm gonna try to end this stream, but again, we will figure this one out. So thank you everyone. Enjoy.